The wish came on a quiet Sunday, but it landed like thunder. Emily Carter had learned to respect quiet moments because they were often the ones that broke you open. She stood in her sister's warm kitchen in a small Vermont town, snow tapping lightly against the window. When her 8-year-old nephew Noah looked up at her with a seriousness that didn't belong to a child his age, Aunt Emily said, voice low, careful, "Will you come with me?" She smiled without thinking. "Come where, buddy?" He hesitated, fingers twisting the sleeve of his sweater. "To the winter festival. Everyone goes with their family. I don't want to be the only one alone." The words hit her chest so hard she forgot to breathe. Emily's sister, Sarah, froze at the sink. The room filled with the kind of silence that only comes after loss. Noah's father had died 2 years earlier, and since then, simple things had turned, heavy school events, holidays, crowded places full of happy noise. Emily crouched down to Noah's level. She saw hope in his eyes, but also fear. Fear that she might say no. Fear that he would have to face another moment by himself. "Yes," she said before doubt could speak. "I'll go with you." Noah smiled, wide and bright. Like the sun had come back into the room. Emily didn't know it then, but that single word was the beginning of something she had spent years running from. She had come back to Vermont after her own life cracked apart. At 36, she carried herself like someone strong, but inside she was tired. A long relationship had ended quietly and painfully, leaving her with questions she didn't know how to answer. She told herself love had passed her by. It was easier that way. The night of the festival arrived cold and clear. The town square glowed with lights, music floating through the air. Families walked together, holding hands, laughing. Emily felt out of place at first, like she was stepping into a picture she no longer belonged in. Noah squeezed her hand. "It's okay," he said, like he was the adult. They walked past booths and games. Emily smiled and waved, pretending her heart wasn't tight. She focused on Noah, on his excitement, on the simple joy of being needed. That's when she saw him. He stood near the hot cocoa stand, tall, quiet, watching his daughter laugh with her friends. Daniel Wright looked like a man who had learned how to stand alone without making it obvious. There was something steady about him. Something familiar. Their eyes met for a moment. No rush, no awkwardness, just a soft pause, like the world slowed down to let them notice each other. Noah tugged Emily's hand. "That's Lily's dad," he whispered. "She sits next to me in class." Emily nodded, but her attention stayed with Daniel longer than she expected. Later, the kids joined the same game, laughing as they tried to win stuffed prizes. Emily found herself standing beside Daniel without planning it. "Cold night," he said, offering a small smile. "Worth it," she replied. They talked easily, like two people who didn't need to impress each other. About the kids, about the town, about how life had a way of changing plans without asking permission. Daniel mentioned his wife had passed away 3 years earlier. Emily didn't ask how. She didn't need to. The way he spoke told her everything. She told him she had moved back home after a long relationship ended. No blame, no bitterness, just the truth. The conversation felt safe. That surprised her. When the festival ended, Noah hugged Emily tightly. "Thank you," he whispered. "I didn't feel lonely." Emily swallowed hard. She kissed his head, pretending her eyes weren't burning, as they walked toward their cars. Daniel stopped her. "Would you like to get coffee sometime?" he asked gently. No pressure. Emily hesitated. Her heart remembered pain too well. But then she looked at Noah, happy and relaxed, and something inside her shifted. "I'd like that," she said. That night, Emily lay awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling something she hadn't felt in a long time. Hope. And it scared her more than anything else. Emily almost backed out. The idea of coffee with Daniel Wright felt simple on paper, but her mind was full of warning signs. She had been hurt before, and she didn't want to open a door only to get slammed shut again. Yet the memory of Noah's smile from the winter festival stayed with her. His small, brave face. His quiet hope. And she knew she couldn't let fear decide for her. So she walked into the cafe, watching snow fall outside the window. The place smelled like fresh pastries and warm coffee. And for a moment she felt something she hadn't felt in a long time, comfort. Daniel was already there, sitting at a corner table looking calm and kind. He stood up when he saw her, offering a respectful smile. It wasn't dramatic. It was just him showing up. They talked like people who had already shared a few truths. No pretending. No rushing. Daniel asked about Noah, about school, about how Emily was adjusting to being back in town. Emily asked about Lily, about how Daniel managed being a single dad. The conversation felt easy. That scared her too, because easy was rare. They met again and again, slowly building something that didn't feel like a rebound or a replacement. It felt like a second chance at a life she thought she had lost. Emily noticed the little things. The way Daniel listened. The way he didn't try to fix her. The way he respected her space and her pace. Daniel noticed things too. The way Emily's shoulders relaxed when she laughed. The way her eyes softened when she talked about Noah. After a few weeks, their time together shifted from coffee to walks, and from walks to dinners. But nothing moved too fast. No pressure. No forced romance. Just two people learning how to trust again. One evening, Daniel invited Emily to a school recital. Noah had asked her to come, and she could tell it mattered to him. She agreed without hesitation. The auditorium was full of parents and kids. The air smelled like popcorn and excitement. Emily sat near the front, heart beating faster than she expected. She watched Noah step on stage, and when he spotted her, his face lit up. That was the moment she realized something important. This wasn't just about her and Daniel. It was about a family. Noah performed with confidence, and when he waved at her again, she felt tears rise. She swallowed them back. She didn't want to cry in public. She didn't want anyone to see her weakness. After the recital, Noah ran into her arms. "I'm glad you came," he said, his voice full of emotion. Emily hugged him tightly. "I'm glad I did too," she whispered. Later in the hallway, Daniel approached her. His expression was quiet, serious, and a little nervous. "You were amazing," he said, looking at Noah with pride. Then he looked at Emily. "Thank you for coming." Emily felt her heart tighten. "I wouldn't miss it," she replied. Noah pulled Emily aside later, his voice low. "I wished for this," he said. Eyes shining. Emily looked at him, confused. "What do you mean?" He took a breath. "I wished for you to not be alone. And I wished for him to not be alone either." Emily felt her throat tighten. She didn't know what to say. A child's wish shouldn't carry so much weight, but it did. She knelt down, holding Noah's hands gently. "You didn't make this happen," she said, "but you helped." He nodded, as if he understood. And in that moment, Emily realized the truth. Noah wasn't the only one who had been lonely. Daniel had been too, and she had been too. After the recital, Daniel walked with Emily outside under the soft glow of streetlights. The snow was falling again, and the world felt quiet, like it was waiting for them to speak. "My daughter's happy," Daniel said softly. "Your nephew's happy, and I." He paused, searching for the right words. "I care about you," he said finally. Emily felt her heart race. She had been afraid of this moment. She had been afraid of being vulnerable again. But hearing those words made something inside her feel alive. "I care about you too," she said. They didn't rush into anything. They didn't make promises. They didn't talk about forever. They simply stood together in the snow, letting the moment exist without forcing it. As the months passed, their relationship grew stronger. Not because they needed it, but because they chose it. Noah began to smile more often. Lily warmed up to Emily, slowly but surely. Emily and Daniel spent time together as a family, not as a couple trying to prove something. Emily learned that love didn't have to be loud. It didn't have to be dramatic. Sometimes it was quiet, gentle, and steady. It was showing up. It was saying yes. One day, Emily watched Noah playing in the yard with Lily. Their laughter filled the air. And for the first time in a long time, Emily felt like she belonged. She realized the wish had changed her too, not because she saved anyone, but because she allowed herself to be saved, and she understood that sometimes the smallest wish spoken by a child can lead to the biggest change in a life. Because she said yes.